It's not even that it's indie, it's that they're looking for very, very niche markets all the time. Like, and I think it's kind of not helps Netflix. Some people might call this wokeness. I don't believe in that shit. I believe that they're what they've done is Netflix has probably a huge ton of data from all the people who watch all their shows, and they analyze that data and they try and identify groups. This group likes that stuff, this group likes that stuff. And then they in between those groups, they find other groups and other things. And they try and find specific, very niche things that one audience, a small audience might like. And then they're just making so much content like this. But it's so niche that it's not getting a big enough audience. And like, I don't know. And like sometimes, I just want the big blockbuster shit, the weird shit. Remember when Netflix, like maybe several years ago, used to have all the like underrated cool shit that you hadn't seen?
Yeah. I mean, I remember when Bright came out, and I wasn't a huge fan of the film, but like it felt that Netflix were taking a chance on like trying to make something, sort of semi-high budget with, intentions on building the universe with sequels. Now, yeah, it didn't work out, but it felt brave. It felt brave. It was like, yeah, I can see you've invested a lot of money in this film, and you're hoping that this is going to take off. You're hoping that you're going to make sequels upon sequels of this.
Was that the film with Will Smith and the Goblin?
Yeah. Yeah, and like orcs are allegories for black people, and it's really not like, it's really weird, some of it just feels so sort of colorblind, like it's just strange seeing Will Smith beating a fairy to death with a broom and then saying, but then he goes, fairy lives don't matter. And I'm like, what just happened? Like, it's weird. There's like, it's a really sort of confused, like they're trying to say something and they're kind of not quite saying it. Like they're saying sort of the opposite. It's weird. Fairy lives don't matter today. I just never, I still remember watching it going, what? I don't get why he said that. Like, it didn't feel like it was a clever line. It felt, if anything, it felt kind of offensive, if I'm perfectly honest.
It sounds really out of touch. I don't know. It sounds
Yeah, it's not. It does. You'd think that Will Smith would be like, "Are you sure I should say this?" Like you would think that Will Smith would be like, "Hey, I don't know if this is a good one, guys. Maybe this is a rewrite. This one's a rewrite." But yeah, and then like even the orc, because that the orcs are meant to be allegories for black people, or at least people that suffer racism, and then you drive through the city and they're all wearing like fucking basketball vests and fucking they're all hanging out on stoops, and it's like, wait, you really do want this to be specifically, we're doing black people but they're all orcs? Like, it's really stereotypical black stereotypes that you often see in movies, but there are black people within this universe, so it's really strange that you're just replacing, like, yeah, it's really weird. I really feel that it's a bit, it doesn't quite understand itself. Like, it's trying to be, yeah, go on.
It sounds very troubled, is what I was going to say.
Yeah, look, it's trying to be, it's trying to be woke. It's trying to be, culturally sensitive. It's trying to make a comment on, the shit that people go through. And at the same time, it still manages to come off as like, oh, but this is definitely like a really out of touch white person writing this. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, maybe the intent's there, maybe the intent's good, but your lack of understanding of the situations, or just your lack of, like, your sort of, I don't know, cultural unawareness or ignorance, even, it's just leading to really bad, offensive writing. I think it's actually worth us doing an episode on Bright, because it's a really odd film. Because I think it's clear that they're trying to say something good, but they don't, unfortunately. They don't manage it.
Yeah, I think we should add that to the list, definitely.
Yeah.
That's one I've been curious about. I thought, initially I thought this looked shit, so I avoided it. But, you know, maybe it's time I dug my teeth into some shit.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to but you know, you're right. I think it'd be interesting for us to talk about a film I already don't like, and I'm very adamant you won't like it. But I think there's still something to you can appreciate the effort, but it does fail in what it's setting out to do.
Yeah.
I've just talked for 5 minutes about Bright, a movie I really don't like and don't have any intention of watching again. Fucking, I don't like that movie at all. Go on.
Shrapnel.